So starting next week, I'm going to be launching a series of videos on the arguments that have been offered for the existence of God. In the meantime, though, I thought I'd share my thoughts on a topic that I care a lot about and I've thought a lot about, and I hope you will too, and that's patriotism. Because I think most of us have a sense that there's something good and wholesome about loving your country. And there's something attractive there about love of country. And I think we have to ask why that is. Why is loving your country good? And I think I have a connection that I've made that might clue us in on why this is. And that has to do with the idea that loving your country is in a sense like loving yourself. Let's say why this is. Well, your country, where you're from, shapes who you are. There's a sense in which I would not be the person I am today if I had grown up somewhere else, in a different state, in a different town. What you're surrounded with when you're young shapes your personality. So who you are is determined, in a sense, by how you grew up. Second point, you should love who you are, right? If you don't love yourself, I think we'd say there's something unhealthy there. There's something that's not good about that. So it's good to love who you are, and where you grow up, where you're from, shapes to a certain extent who you are. So putting these two together, you should love your country because you should love yourself, because your country shapes yourself. And I think this also kind of clues us in. This analogy of love of country being like love of self gives us a good way to look at cases people may bring up. They might say, well, Thomas, hold on. My country's done bad things. Should I love the bad things my country's done? And I'd say, no. In the same way you can look at yourself and say, I've done bad things, and I don't love the bad things I've done, but I still love myself. You can look at your country and say, my country's done bad things. I don't like the bad things my country's done. Those were bad. But I still love my country because it's my country. So to wrap up, this understanding of love of country being an extension of love of self, playing into love of self, explains why we should love our country, and it gives us insights into exactly what that love of country should look like.